For those of us who have never laid hands on an Emmy, can you tell us a little bit about what you do and the road that led you there?
Ooh, um, a little about me. I am a new cinematographer for Scripps, for the Scripps Network. I
The
work,
National B people.
yeah, I work on a franchise that's called Two Americas. We shed light on issues about the America you know and America you don't know.
I'm curious to know, how do you go from Jackson State
Mm.
to 14 Emmys?
Ooh. Um, Hard work, dedication, um, commitment, uh, a lot of sacrificing. Um, being I'm originally born and raised from Mississippi. Grew up in a small rural town called Clarksdale, Mississippi.
All right, if you weren't here for the first half, that's not my fault. You missed it. Go back for a replay. Oh, it's on TV. There is no replay. So, right now, I'm really excited because we have with us, I've never seen an Emmy in real life, and I'm hoping to make that happen sometime very soon. But we have with us 14-time Emmy Award-winning Justin You can't just say, we have Justin McCray. We have 14-time Emmy Award Justin McCray. You got to say all every single time.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so thus far, we've been having like a really lovely conversation, actually,
Yeah.
learning about like the road that led from Mississippi all the way to all over the country, really. And the road to 14 Emmys. For those of you who'll be happy to have one, we're talking about the road that led Justin, Mr. Make It Happen,
Yeah.
to his 14 Emmys. I am really curious. So you were talking before about the show that you do with Matt Pearl,
Mhm.
Two Americas, which is, it's really beautiful. I don't know if you all have seen it. And if you haven't, shame on you. Go look, go check
Look
it
us
out.
up. Look us up. Two Americas.
But especially in a time where we're talking about diversity, equity, inclusion,
Mhm.
but a lot of times we don't realize that the lens we have is just that we have this very limited view on life.
Mhm.
And that's why I love the episodes with Two Americas and can understand why they keep winning Emmys. What would you say has been your favorite project to date?
Ooh, as of just in my career or just with Two Americas?
Okay, let's take both. You got one for each?
Yeah.
Tell us about it, sir.
Um, well, I mean, nothing beats and out tops, coming to Richmond and
Butter, 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 butter. I think going to
doing
your hometown outdid that. I'm pretty positive about that.
well it was. But I'm not gonna shut down Richmond though, because I got a special love for
Me
Richmond,
too.
Virginia.
Do love
I
you.
do got a special. I got a special place. I have a special spot for this place. Um, but yeah, I suggested about doing a story. We wanted to do a story about the effects of like transportation, and so in my hometown they built um a bypass. I want to say it was like 2002. And one thing about rural towns in Mississippi, they breed on small businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And back in the early 90s, my city was really booming. We had a JC Penney's. you know we
I
did.
got you. I got you.
We
Yes.
had a JC Penney's.
Y'all were doing it.
We was doing it. And like, Saturdays, you go shopping, we had flea markets, and things of that sort. And when they built this bypass, and it was all kind of created with also the structure of the casinos that they built, like literally 45 minutes just north of Clarksdale, on the river. And so, because at that time, there was only like a 2-lane highway. And so with the casinos, they help construct a 4-lane highway that went from Clarksdale all the way to
That
Memphis.
totally
Yeah,
circumvented
yeah.
your area.
And so when they built this bypass around in Clarksdale, that eliminate individuals that would come and go into the town to shop,
Mhm.
and then go to eat at the nice Southern food restaurants that we have in Clarksdale and things of that sort. And so just over time, it's just completely died out, the town. And so going to school and, graduating and the few times I did come home after graduating from college, every time I come home, I just see my city just die. And so, when I go now, I mean, I'm sometimes literally, I just feel like I can just be in tears, when I see my hometown. I see certain businesses that I used to love to go to and eat at, and they not there, and they don't exist anymore, and it literally looks like the town is like, you know it's in the ICU. And so, that hurts me because my town, I live with my town on my shoulder. I think, if three things you're gonna know about me is you're gonna know that I'm from Mississippi,
Even
from
beyond the
Clarksdale,
accent. Mhm.
and beyond the accent. And you're gonna know that I also went to Jackson State, if you know anything else about me. And I live with all those things on my shoulder because they definitely are the backbone and the foundation of me.
So, what are you doing? What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm trying to find the hat so that I can be the winner of the Boss Ladies Who Tea hat competition held by the Empower Conference. What do you think? I think it's the winner. Ladies, are you looking to move your office from your kitchen table to a space of your own? Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Are you looking for co-working and community? Well, then come join us at the Women's Business Center, RVA, located at 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, Suite 100, directly across the street from the Kroger at Willow Lawn. Visit us on the web at wbcrva.com or on social media at WBCRVA.
Every day, someone starts a new business, and more women are starting their journey into entrepreneurship. In honor of Women's History Month, we bring you a powerhouse of women in business. Join us for this dynamic, limited 3-part series, Women and Entrepreneurship, starting on March 29th. Visit IML Studios on YouTube to watch.
Life can be a struggle. Find hope, healing, and answers at the Abundant Life Church of Christ, a place to encounter God through uplifting worship, singing, prayer, the preach word, and fellowship. One step can change your life. One step could shift your destiny. There has never been a better time to take that step than now. Come be our guest every Sunday at 10 a.m. at the Abundant Life Church of Christ, a place where you belong.
WorkHARDaholic! Looking for resources to start, build, or level up your business? Want to know what motivates your favorite entrepreneur? Did you miss the last show? No worries. Check out and subscribe to the WorkHARDaholic YouTube channel. See behind the scenes. Hear the extended version of interviews. Catch one of our trainings. Miss the show? No worries. Like, share, subscribe our YouTube channel at WorkHARDaholic, and happy entrepreneuring. Well, what's the hope for that type of story, the type of stories you do on To America? It's like, what's the hope that the outcome, the desired outcome that you'd like to see happen from your sharing or putting a light on these situations and these circumstances?
Um, well, me from a visual standpoint is I just want people to. I got to be able to show that. I have to be able to show um what that looks like, and that's one thing about Two Americas. That's is we go all across the country. I probably in a year and a half, I think I probably have been to probably 25 states. um and that's one thing we want to. I want to be able to um make sure that I can be able to, if you've never been somewhere like Bozeman, Montana, where I went for the first time.
Where I have never been.
Yeah. And so, it's my goal to make sure that I can be able to take you there. I make sure that, you see, you know, things such as elk, and you see the mountains, and you see the sunset, and things of that sort. And it's always, that's the goal. And also, you know, on the issue, and make sure that the composition and the storytelling, and to educate you. And I think that's one thing about the Two America stories is I think we pretty nail it all the time, but really informing viewers about something that they don't know. And so and that's one thing I love about. I think the most important thing about the Two Americas franchise is that it's important for people to know that we are doing stories that we wouldn't have not done 2 years ago at a television station in a newsroom. It's not that journalists didn't want to do those stories. It's the individuals that the head ups, your managers, they shot those stories down. You know, and there's a lot, and a lot of I would say a big part of the things that goes wrong in newsrooms across America is because we don't have the diversity that we need in those television stations. So when we suggested those type of stories, they felt like no, they don't represent.
And it's funny that you say that because growing up, I used to spend a lot of time either at the radio station or the television station. And I recall sitting at the news desk, and they have the police scanners in there. And so when they listen to that, they listen to hear certain keywords before they have action. Or if someone calls in and tells an event, I was like flabbergasted the first time I heard the news desk ask a couple of questions. So someone calls in and says, such and such is happening. And they're like, is anyone dead? And they say it so calmly, like, is anyone dead? Is anything on fire? Is it absolutely happening? Are there, gunshots? And then they'll go, okay, well, and they make a decision about whether or not to send someone. It's very much about sensationalism, and it would lead you to believe that everything in life is just like this panic, as opposed to this is a rare occurrence. This is not something we're talking about all the time. And so when you talk about the fact that they're not necessarily always previously portraying like the Two Americas, this story about diversity, wage gap, which is what we were talking about earlier today, transportation in a small town that other people are just like, well, if they can't survive, then they can't survive. So it's a beautiful opportunity to make sure that our hearts haven't left the country.
Yeah. And I think I really feel that at times where that's when journalism goes wrong in the newsrooms is because when you don't have individuals to look like your community, then what journalism is getting put out is a stereotype, and I just don't. I feel that communities don't want to see every time they turn on the news and the first story you see it's a shooting, and at the end of the day, we know where majority of that type of activity is coming from,
Most definitely do. Yes.
Yeah. And so and those decisions are made because those, you know, it's not enough people in there that look like me, you know. And then also on top, when when we out in the community and things of that sort, and you introduce yourself to to individuals and things of that sort, and I always feel like what goes wrong when you hear from individuals like, you guys don't never come for this, and at times you'll be like, you absolutely right. We only show up.
The sensational parts.
Exactly. And so I think that's what goes wrong, and that's why I I always shoot and push when I talk to general managers of television station, and I says, if you don't have individuals like myself or individuals in your newsroom, um, where that your newsroom is diversified, and not only that, to make sure these individuals are connected into wherever
The actual communities.
their communities, because if they do, they're gonna know, and they can be able to come to the table when it's time to, we're having our editorial meeting and we pitching stories. I want to be able to hear from you. Tell me, hey, what's going on your neck of the woods and your community and things of that sort. And when you have more of that, then the news, with the reflection of what news that we put out, it's going to change. And that's the most important thing that I feel, after being in this industry for like almost 20 years now. Like, that needs to change. I mean, it's and like after George Floyd, you know, um, and it's like now that TV stations now see the importance of diversity. Now they really trying to diversify the news stations and things of that sort, in the newsrooms and things of that sort. But um, I mean, it's happening. Um, it's happening, but I'm not gonna say it's not. It's too late, because our industry is just really changing,
Yeah.
and I don't know how long it's going to survive, and sort. So, um, but yeah.
Ladies, are you looking to move your office from your kitchen table to a space of your own? Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Are you looking for co-working and community? Well, then come join us at the Women's Business Center, RVA, located at 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, Suite 100, directly across the street from the Kroger at Willow Lawn. Visit us on the web at wbcrva.com or on social media at WBCRVA.
Every day, someone starts a new business, and more women are starting their journey into entrepreneurship. In honor of Women's History Month, we bring you a powerhouse of women in business. Join us for this dynamic, limited 3-part series, Women and Entrepreneurship, starting on March 29th. Visit IML Studios on YouTube to watch.
WorkHARDaholic. Looking for resources to start, build, or level up your business? Want to know what motivates your favorite entrepreneur? Did you miss the last show? No worries. Check out and subscribe to the WorkHARDaholic YouTube channel. See behind the scenes. Hear the extended version of interviews. Catch one of our trainings. Missed the show? No worries. Like, share, subscribe our YouTube channel at WorkHARDaholic. And happy entrepreneuring.
Life can be a struggle. Find hope, healing, and answers at the Abundant Life Church of Christ, a place to encounter God through uplifting worship, singing, prayer, the preach word, and fellowship. One step can change your life. One step could shift your destiny. There has never been a better time to take that step than now. Come be our guest every Sunday at 10 a.m. at the Abundant Life Church of Christ, a place where you belong.
So, what are you doing? What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm trying to find the hat so that I can be the winner of the Boss Ladies Who Tea hat competition held by the Empower Conference. What do you think? I think it's the winner. So I want to ask you more about that, but I know that our time is limited. And there's something else that I've been really wanting to ask. I have to say, when I look at your work, I can understand why it's Emmy Award-winning, right? The quality of your shots is amazing. And so when I watch, I think I was telling you earlier, like when I watch you and you're going into a new town, I do feel like I've been there. I feel like I learned a lot, and it happens very quickly. And so it might start off with you through a field of wheat. I keep saying that, but it's true. And then it might be a group of people hanging out here. And then it's like these flashes that happen, and I get a whole vibe. And then the music selection is crazy amazing. Like how do you, what's going through your mind when you're thinking, what are the shots that I want to include? And even potentially, I know that in some of the instances you and Matt are working together to come up with the script, but what's going through your mind to figure out, this is how I want this angle? Because this one picture can be taken a billion different ways.
Sure can. A lot goes into my process of thinking. You know, me and Matt, when I always tell individuals is that if you're working with an individual, you have to lock in. And so, before me and Matt started working 2 years ago, and when I got the knob that the thumbs up that I was offered the job, and I taken the job. And one thing that I did was I studied Matt's work. I studied his work for hours, like 2 o'clock, for like 3 or 4 hours. And I would watch his work for like every night. And I studied. And so I knew that me and him will be partnering together, we'll be shooting together. And so that I wanted to make sure that if he was shooting a certain part of the story, you wouldn't see any difference. And that we were so synced into. And so one thing about when he shoots, he's very he really emphasized on detail shots, getting the details of things. And so and I learned that even from just watching his stories and studying his work. And so when we started working together, I mean, it was just like, it took a few stories, but after about a month or two, I mean, we were just in sync. And so that's where, he can go on, on one side of the country and I can go on the other side, and we can just meet right in, we come back in Atlanta and we bring it all together. And it's just like, it's just magic. But just to, you're talking about the music selection and things. And one thing about stories and storytelling, storytelling has emotion. And every story has a tone. And, one thing that I do, even, in town here, for the second time, and capturing the story, all day today and tomorrow, I'm thinking about how I'm gonna set that tone, like literally right now, like what type of music I'm going to use. And you want, you want, when you watch the story, it's just, it's seamless, you know. So that's my goal, is to make sure that when you watch, you're locked in, you tune, you understanding, you getting knowledge, and then you also, the visuals just match, you know, the seamless storytelling, and just from beginning to end. And I mean, it's a full um, a full circle of how we compel and put those stories together. So
And this is why he has 14 Emmys, and we're just asking the questions. So at this point, I know we have to wrap it up. Is there any advice that you'd like to share with someone who is interested in this industry, interested in this field? Like, is there anything you'd like to share with them other than that they can make it happen too?
believe in yourself. Don't let anyone stop you. Uh, for your goals, and I've said it. I think feel like multiple times today is just to, if you believe in yourself, and faith and hard work, be dedicated, um, and just and give it your all. You know, just literally just saying that just make me think about my everyday. Like and I think I was telling you, like, when you sleep, I'm up working, like literally,
And that's how you make it happen.
and that's how you make it happen. Um, yeah, that's how you make it happen.
Well, officially, thank you so much.
Thank you, Shirley.
I had to
Thank
touch
you.
them to make sure that it's real. Thank you.
What's gonna be
14
real is that Emmy that I'm gonna personally
You
deliver here.
you heard it here, and I will tell you if it doesn't happen.
Personally deliver it here. I
We'll
promise.
be waiting for that. But once again, thank you, 14-time Emmy Award-winning Justin McCray, for joining us on Workaholics.
Thank you, Shirley, for having me here.
And now you all see why he's here. All right. As we always say, live better, do better, be better, and happy entrepreneuring. Ta-ta. So, what are you doing? What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm trying to find the hat so that I can be the winner of the Boss Ladies Who Tea hat competition held by the Empower Conference. What do you think? I think it's the winner.
Ladies, are you ready for an afternoon of tea, networking, and inspiration? Join us for the annual Boss Ladies Who Tea event happening on Saturday, May 13th at Meadowbrook Golf Course. Sip on specialty teas, connect with like-minded women, and hear from guest speakers. Tickets are available on Eventbrite, so don't wait. Just search Boss Ladies Who Tea on Eventbrite and get your tickets today. You don't want to miss this exclusive event.
Like, share, subscribe, repeat. Like, share, subscribe, repeat. 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 Thanks for tuning in to Workahardaholics. Support our show by following on YouTube and all major social media platforms at WorkHARDaholic. Until next week, happy entrepreneuring.